out their families.
Under common law, ladies and gentlemen, they can all be rounded up and hung.
This is a slow-moving, right-wing coup.
We are cutting into our program with some breaking news. We're being told by various sources, both NPR as well as a local Tucson newspaper, that Arizona Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords has been shot.
Tierney and Tyler Conway met Loughner in high school and hung out with him 4 or 5 times a week. Tierney and Conway told us Loughner was interested in a philosophy called nihilism that essentially says life is meaningless. They say he was obsessed with the film Waking Life, in which a man walks through his dreams listening to various philosophies.
We have got to realize that we're being conditioned on a mass scale.
There was a lot of books and movies that were brought into play that he introduced, to either my son and then ultimately to the rest of the family. Things that I would have never, even heard about or watched. And things like Loose Change, about the 9/11 conspiracy, that it was a government, false flag operation. He watched things like that.
I think that anyone who didn't connect to his lines of thinking, he had disdain for.
His friends say Loughner's lines of thinking intersected with conspiracy theories, that government controls people's minds and U.S. currency is worthless.
This YouTube video begins with a simple, quiet introduction. It's one of 5 videos posted in recent weeks by the young man accused in the Arizona shootings. The majority of citizens in the United States of America have never read the United States of America's Constitution. You don't have to accept the Federalist laws. I can't trust the current government because of the ratifications. The government is implying mind control and brainwash on the people by controlling grammar. This situation is fraud because the police are unconstitutional.
His only known meeting with Giffords was 3 years and 4 months before the assassination attempt. When police searched Loughner's home, they found a form letter from Giffords thanking him for attending. On the envelope, he wrote, "Die, bitch." The campus police were called to talk to Loughner 5 times, but they didn't take him into custody or seek to have him sent for psychological evaluation because he hadn't threatened anyone. Then, Loughner posted this video about the college on YouTube.
We are looking at students who have been tortured.
You can hear the disconnected thinking that others saw in his writing.
This is Pima Community College, one of the biggest scams in America. Here's the best part, the bookstore. The bookstore, the bookstore, the bookstore. It is so illegal to sell this book under the Constitution.
That's his reflection in the door.
We are also censored by our freedom of speech. This is genocide in America.
The video was the last straw for the college. It sent 4 officers to Loughner's home to tell him he was suspended.
This is Jared from Pima College.
He was banned from campus until he sought mental health treatment, and with that, the college felt it had done its job protecting students and staff.
Whenever I turn on the TV these days, I see one pundit or another telling me that both sides are responsible for the vitriol in this country and the violence that it has given rise to. That sounds so even-handed and objective, but it isn't. It's nonsense. Democrats and Republicans are not equally guilty for creating the climate that created the shooting in Arizona over the weekend. The Democrats got shot. They didn't do the shooting. I think there's a fairly large distinction. Some are now wondering whether the shooting was even political. Look, Jared Loughner is a grade A psycho, but just because he's psychotic doesn't mean it wasn't political. You know what he called it in his notes? An assassination. He shot a politician in the head. It was political.